The greatest free run episode in television history has to go to Attack on Titan. And I'm talking about the end of season 3 part 2, Perfect Game, Hero, and Midnight Sun. I mean, just take a look at the IMDb ratings. This is no joke, especially when you consider that it got review bombed. Apparently, a couple of the episodes should have been a 10 out of 10, at least a 9.9 before the episodes got review bombed. Brother, these 3 episodes were phenomenal. I mean, it had everything. It had the emotions, it had the character development, it had the plot twist, it had the goosebumps, the sadness. It had every single emotion you could possibly ever experience within 3 episodes. And I'm here to talk about it. I mean, it all started in Perfect Game, where they went back to Erin's home village, Shiganshina, to find out what is the big secret in Erin's father's basement. The secret that we've been wanting to know since the very first episode. Yeah, when they arrived at Shiganshina, they were met with some guests. You had Reina in the walls of Shiganshina, ready to attack them and sandwich them in, while the Beast Titan had an entire army of Titans under his control, surrounding them. Now, I'll be so honest with you, when I saw that, I thought that there was no hope for these lot. They were finished. The Beast Titan was absolutely demolishing everyone with a pile of rocks. I don't know how, but they were just left with a bunch of new kids who were in charge of the horses. All the scouts were dead. Reina, on the other hand, he was the one that was infiltrating them from the inside, but they had some new rocket mechanics that they used to explode the living hell out of Reina. He got smoked. I don't know how he's still alive, but he is still alive, just about. And then Beetroot came in trying to save the day. Armin tried to talk him out of doing all of this because, Beetroot's a little bit of a softie. But then something changed within his whole demeanor, his whole character. He got pissed off when he saw Reina and then blew the living shit out of everything when transforming into the Colossal Titan. 6 of them survived the blast. Now here comes my favorite part of the entire war. Commander Erwin sacrificing himself so that Levi can take out the Beast Titan, but he does it in a way which has a million aura. Levi essentially says to him, give up on your dreams and just kill yourself, basically, because he's already a burden, he has no arm, he's got nothing to lose except for the fact that he wants to find out what's in the secret of the basement. He charges in with a bunch of recruits, kids, and gives them the most jaw-dropping, mind-blowing, motivational speech, sending them all into their deaths, basically. And this speech, I'm telling you right now, I had goosebumps.
The courageous fallen, the anguished fallen. Their lives have meaning because we, the living, refuse to forget them.
Yeah, that was all in just one episode. Perfect Game. Now moving on to Hero, which was this was my second favorite episode of the show so far. Basically, it starts off with Erwin basically getting slaughtered and everyone getting slaughtered, and then Captain Levi coming in behind and absolutely demolishing the Beast Titan, not even giving him a chance. Levi, when he's pissed off, is probably the most dangerous being in that entire universe. But somehow the Beast Titan escaped. And then we move on back into the inside battle where there's just 6 of them versus the Colossal Titan. Eren and Armin come up with a genius plan to take out the Colossal Titan because it's just up to them to, essentially, because the rest of them have to deal with Reina. Yeah, it's looking impossible. Armin essentially comes up with a plan that sacrifices himself. Eren would never agree to it, which is why he gaslighted him. He lied to him, essentially saying that, don't worry, I'm going to stay alive. Yeah, well, he didn't. He just got burnt alive by Beetroot, while Eren comes up behind and rips Beetroot out of his Colossal Titan body, leaving Armin burnt alive. This one was sad. It was emotional. Whereas Mikasa is absolutely smoking Reina, the armored titan. Hanji comes out of nowhere, puts another missile in him. He's cooked. But sad Armin, man. I hated seeing him die. He was genuinely one of my favorite characters, one of the smartest characters. It's a shame. Now moving on to Midnight Sun. This episode, oh my god. This was a masterpiece in television, my favorite episode of the entire show. Let's move on to the most juicy part of the episode, why this episode is my favorite. Erwin and Armin are on the brink of death. They have 1 HP. They were basically half dead, but they could save them. There was a lifeline. Levi had a bit of Titan juice, and it could only save one of them, transforming them into a Titan. They had Beetroot there. Whoever eats Beetroot takes the Colossal Titan's ability, but only one of them. And that's where this episode is an emotional roller coaster, because we don't know who to choose between the two characters, Armin or Erwin. Both extremely loved characters, both very different characters, but they both serve their different purposes, and it's just a constant debate. This is like the greatest debate of all time. Armin or Erwin. Mikasa and Erwin were fighting for Armin's case. Everyone else was fighting for Erwin, and it did make sense to fight. I mean, both sides made sense. I'd say Erwin did make it made a little bit more sense, but Armin, the emotional connection, it had to be him. I mean, honestly, I felt sorry for Levi in this, because he obviously doesn't want to see any of them die. He's dealt with his dilemma. He has the final say, and that's a lot of burden. I mean, this episode was just emotional wreck. You had Eren and Mikasa crying, constantly crying their eyes out, because they're about to see their friend potentially die when they can save them. This episode, oh my god, it was sad to see. I mean, everything was indicating to Erwin taking the juice. It looked like he was unanimously going to take it. Even I thought he was going to take it and Armin was going to die. But Levi, something flipped. He had like a flashback memory of hearing Armin say he wants to go visit the sea, yada yada yada. And he chose Armin. After everyone, even him arguing for Erwin to live, he chose Armin. And Armin has become a Titan and has eaten beetroot, taking his Titan ability. What an episode. I'm sorry, but you cannot name me 3 better episodes that are back to back to back in television history. That was genuine masterclass. If you do want to see my reaction to a couple of the episodes, I reacted to Hero, I reacted to Midnight Sun on the YouTube channel. Go check it out. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the like. It's appreciated. And drop a comment on what you think of the episodes.